Hi, welcome back to The Dish on URL Radio and Dakota Media Access. Once again, I'm Stacey Sturm, and today I am at Kobe's in North Bismarck, Kobe's 2 in North Bismarck, and I am with Tattoo Mike, Teppanyaki. Would you call it chef extraordinaire or teppanyaki? What's your title, Mike?
Teppanyaki Master.
Teppanyaki Master. Now, he's been up here at Kobe's for a while, and he'll hopefully come back in the summer, but you travel all around the world, or at least around the country, and you take on other teppanyaki chefs.
Yes.
And how did you come up with this idea, this premise, rather than just, working a regular job like you usually do?
It sort of kind of came organically. Every restaurant I'd ever cooked in, there's always been just sort of like an underlying competition going on between the chefs. So it only came natural a year ago. A buddy of mine kind of came together, and we wanted to actually form a team and do this. But that didn't work out. We couldn't get the guys to pull together. So it since then turned into, let's just have Tattoo Mike go and battle these guys, because honestly, I'd rather do it all myself anyways. I need to be the top dog. I don't want to have to share the spotlight with any other chef. So
you don't cook well with others.
I don't. They love me, but they hate me here at the same time. It's just an alpha male competition thing. So it's just what we do.
But now you cook in out of Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, Washington. What brought you to Bismarck? I mean, I could see going to a lot of places to take out a lot of different teppanyaki chefs. Bismarck would not be like on my top priority of really hot spots for teppanyaki chefs.
Okay. So a month and a half ago, I didn't even know Bismarck existed. It was actually my buddy who told me about this place, and we actually had to Google this place. And it was when I found out that this was the oil boom town. A lot of people spend a lot of money here. And we actually looked up Kobe's and found out they're actually a busy restaurant. There's nothing really much to do in the wintertime except eat or drink. And Kobe's is just one of the spots where everyone goes and hangs out and has fun. So then I knew, wow, even though there's not much going on in this town, I know the restaurants are happening. So I crossed my fingers, took a shot, came here, and on day one, it was probably one of the busiest nights I ever worked in 5 years. And it shocked me, but it was amazing. It was literally being thrown in the deep end, and I love every moment of it.
Because when you think of really rich Japanese cuisine, you don't normally think of Bismarck as being a hot spot for that. Were you surprised when you got here how good the teppanyaki chefs were that we had?
I was amazed. Actually, the chefs here had made me better chefs because, totally. Seattle, they're a little more laid back. Here, this is more of a party kind of a town. So to match that energy that you are out there with the other chefs, you have to compete with that. So actually, me being here the first week, it made me a better chef because I knew I had to step up my game because these new level of chefs know how to perform for big groups, stay on the same level as that party level that everyone's on, and still kind of hold it together and perform. And so I knew I just had to just pull it together and become better. And it's been good. These guys are great chefs here. It's awesome to battle against them. I'm going home a better chef because of these guys. So I give them that. But on that note, I'm better than them. So
Are you going to miss Bismarck?
I made the best connections here. I made the best friends. The people are wonderful. You are wonderful.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone has just been amazing. I don't cry, but I'm going to bum out. When I go home, I am definitely going to shed a tear. I've made best friends with everyone. I really, truly want to come back. I want to see this place in the summertime. It's a little bit more warmer. I've enjoyed it here, but it's just been cold. And coming from Seattle, it's a little rough. So I know summertime by the river would be awesome. And I just hear that it's just beautiful here. It is. And I want to see more, but I want to have more time in the summertime to do it. So.
Now, if you come back to Bismarck, you have to promise me this. I live by the river, and I will have you out to my house, but you are going to have to cook for me.
Absolutely.
I'll bring a grill outside, we'll bring a flat top outside, and we'll just have some fun. We'll have a big party.
Absolutely. I actually have a mobile flat top at home that I do this for big parties too. So it's just what I naturally do. I love performing outdoors. I love doing parties. I love cooking. It's what I do. If I wasn't doing this type of cooking, I would be doing something else along that lines. It's just a passion of mine. So did you know when you were really young that this is something you want to do? You wanted to go into the food industry? Yes.
When did you know that?
Okay, quick story with that. I'm a fourth generation chef. My grandfather was a chef. I remember I was 4 years old. My dad worked at the Elks Club in Seattle. And I love you, Dad. Peace. Rest in peace, Dad. Very handsome man. Very cool guy. He made me my very first burger, and I remember watching him, and I was sitting on the stool, could barely see over the countertop, and watching him do it, make it from beginning to end, and giving it to me, and having my first burger. I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to deliver something like that because it's triggering memories of food experiences is what I like to give people, because you can have a million terrible meals, but you remember those small ones that mean so much, and that was just a pivotal moment. And I knew then and there, like, I want to be like that. I need to be like my dad. So
you like the way food makes people feel?
yes.
So is that why you logically moved into something where you can see people and cook for them and watch their reaction to it?
I did. So I did kind of cook in some kitchens where you're like on the line, and it's kind of a thankless job when you're in the kitchen. So love your chefs, okay? Because we go through a lot. But I like to cook and see it given out. I like to get the thank yous back and just a reassurance that you're doing good. Keep going, because this keeps me focused and on my path. If I didn't have cooking, I don't know what I would have. So to have people actually in your face saying thank you, I appreciate what you're doing. I don't think I would like to do any other kind of cooking unless I'm in your face and being able to enjoy it and have fun and get the reactions, because it's a give and take. It's more than food. It's giving an experience where everyone will love you, and that's just what I'm all about. I'm all about
spreading the love. I said, you're such a hippie. Tattoo.
I am. I'm very homey. I like, even at home with all my friends, I'm always making them something, sandwiches or something. That's just what I like to do. I deliver through food, but it's more than food. It's delivering from the heart, because I make everything from the heart. So that's what it's all about. Be connected with what you're doing.
Well, and that's true, because I think, too, I grew up in the same kind of family where my family didn't have a ton of money. My grandparents were farmers. My great-grandparents were farmers. But what they always had was food. And so that's how they showed their love for you. They couldn't buy you jewelry. They couldn't buy you expensive things. They couldn't buy you iPods. They couldn't buy you, well, at the time it would have been like Walkmans. But they could make you food, and that's how they showed their love. And so I think you probably have that same kind of connection with food.
I do. And I feel it's kind of got a little bit lost, that homey kind of thing. Actually, that's why I kind of like it here. I've kind of noticed, like, here in Bismarck, it's more family-oriented. I see a lot more kids in here. When I talk to the moms and dads, and what do you like to cook at home? It's a lot of, like, home, rustic, casserole stuff, and that's what I really love. And it's just making people feel comfortable and safe, and knowing you can go back to that person and get great experience, and it's totally what it's all about,
So now, did you go to cooking school? Are you a classically trained chef, or did you just learn on your own?
Totally street learned. So I was thrown in the deep end. I basically just sided myself with the best chefs that I possibly could. I had a really good eye for cooks who had great talent. Even when I was in my teens, I knew if somebody had it. So I did whatever I could to just side myself with that person, learn everything they have, take the best of everything they have, and then just make it my own. And that's just how we all learn. I don't do well in school. I'm a little ADD for school. I'm more hands-on. I'm a little more just throw me at it and see how I take it. And I was very smart about the chefs who I sided myself with. It was no accident how I got here. I made sure I was very meticulous with what I learned, how I learned it, and when it was time to move on. So I just do what I needed to do.
You sound like every artist, chef, musician, everybody. They all have the same, me too, ADD, just bouncing all around. 8,000 thoughts in your head at one point in time. Although I was a master student. Like, I was super good.
Oh, there you go, putting me out there. I was a terrible student. If I didn't like it, I couldn't focus. But if it was on my radar, it was full born or nothing at all. It was I approached it with all my passion, or if I didn't stick to it, I was just real with myself, and I said I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it, and I stuck to my guns. And so if I'm doing it, it's because I love it. I'm not doing anything because I have to do it. I'm doing it because I want to, which brought me to here. I wouldn't be in North Dakota, Bismarck, if I didn't want to be here. I've been here for almost 2 months, and I don't want to go home.
Even when it's so cold, when it's 17 below?
Even then, at first I was kind of a wuss when I got here, but after the first month, you kind of man up a little bit. In every situation I've been in, I've always pulled through. I rarely, if ever, fail. And so I just knew if I could stick it out here for the first month, the second month would be easy. And it's been beautiful out. I've been enjoying the sun, and I'm getting acclimated here. Everything's going really well. I'm gelling well with the locals. So just when I feel like I'm starting to feel at home, I have to go home. And now that's what's kind of bumming me out about right now. So I'm in my final weeks here, and it's just, my heart's kind of breaking a little bit. So everyone's been wonderful. And it's been more than just the cooking. It's been the experiences I've been giving these people here. I've had a lot of repeats, a lot of people coming back asking for me, and I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, oh my God, you actually love me. All right. So I'm getting well received here. This is a great place. I love this place.
What is the craziest place you ever cooked in?
Oh God, it wasn't a restaurant per se. It was a wedding that I had to do for 200 people, and I had to cook it in a recreational center that you could probably it was probably a rustic homemade kitchen, and it was total pirate. We were like building makeshift like bonfires it was incredible. But the best part was we pulled it off. We didn't have one bad review. I hired the best of my friends who were all chefs themselves. And they couldn't believe that we were doing 200 people on a 4-range top oven. We had to
So really, it's like 4 burners in an oven that probably burned really low.
Oh yeah, and then we had to call all our friends with trucks to bring out grills so they can help. Like, so it was so ghetto, but it was done in the back so no one saw it. And the best was we pulled it off. Everyone loved it. The food was hot. It was great. It was insanity. And when we got done, we needed a mental wash. We were like, oh my God, I can't believe I've ever done that. And ever since then, I've compared any other job to it. That's why when I came out here, it's like, if I can handle that wedding, I can handle -20 in Bismarck, not a problem. So that was kind of a gauge, because that day I actually knew my potential, how far I can go, what I was capable of, and if I could actually pull it together. Because there was actually a time when we were in the weeds and we were like, dude, let's just pack up and go. We failed, and we were like, no, stick it out. And we're just hard on ourselves. I have actually a lot of friends who are like me, who are just real meticulous with what we do, real particular with what we cook, and we don't deviate from a system, and that's just what we do. You gotta know chefs to know, like, it's a kind of an underworld thing, kind of. It's like an unspoken language. It's a sixth sense of what you gotta do, and multitasking, and that's why my ADD is so happy for me, because I can multitask 14 items. I get all like a beautiful mind on it, kind of. So yeah.
Okay, so you're going to get behind the grill and you're going to show us some of your favorite tricks. Now, what drew you to the Teppanyaki grill in the first place? How did you get here?
Okay.
Not to Bismarck, but to the Teppanyaki grill, the hibachi.
Okay, so I was 16 working in Tacoma, and it was actually one Vietnamese guy. I credit him. His name is Dot. Dot, I love you. He was the first guy I actually seen cook his very first table. He did a fire stick show, which I'm going to do there, and when I first saw him entertain and do the fire stick show, to me, it was so dangerous. I couldn't believe people were doing that in front of people. And then, of course, just me being kind of a rebel and a total rocker, I was like, that is rock star. I need to do that. So it wasn't so much the love of food, it was the art of trickery and wowing people with spectacular flips, and it's what I do.
Okay, so you're going to show us some of the tricks, and you're going to tell us now, do they have special names? Did you learn them somewhere, or did you just make some of them up?
None have names. Mostly are made up. Most of them are kind of stolen from other chefs and just melded into my own, and then we just make it our own, and that's what we do. There's actually not one trick out there that I've invented on my own. It's just a combination of just getting the best tricks that I found and just put them into my own show. And then you make them your own. You put your own little signature twist on it, then it becomes unique. But really, they're not all that unique, you know? It's almost like playing an instrument. There's not one single tune that hasn't been played before, forward or back. It's all been done. It's just how well you can put it together and manipulate it into a style that fits your soul, I should say.
Well, and there's some standards too. I know we sit at the hibachi quite a bit, and whether it's Suzuki or Andy, or they have some of the same standard kind of things, but they all have a little bit of a different spin on it.
They do. Yeah. They do. And that's what makes me a better chef when I come home, because I've watched Suzuki and Andy cook, and I've taken the best of their tricks, and I'm actually going to use them home. I even told Suzuki and Andy, I like what you did there. I'm going to go home and use that trick at home, because it's going to just knock everyone out. I haven't seen it before, and it's going to wow people. And I actually told them that. So I give them the respect that's deserves. I would not go home and be like, I don't like those guys. They're actually my brothers. I love them to death, and I'm going to take their tricks and use them in their name. And It's what we do, and I'm sure they're going to take some of the tricks that I have and use them here, and I hope they do, and I hope they remember me when they do it. So, yeah.
All right, so we're going to cut over to the grill, and we're going to watch, and we'll be back here in just a little bit on The Dish on URL Radio and Dakota Media Access.
So this is my little whirly bow thing. So this is actually the first trick I ever learned. It's probably your standard trick you'll ever learn in Tepanyaki. It's just around the finger. And then from there, I'm kind of a drummer. So that's where my style takes off, and I do a lot of tapping stuff. I have to use a lot of theatrical moves, a lot of arms waving. Coming around. Some stretching over here. Behind the set. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh, Japanese mistake. Ooh. Okay. Oh, come on, make a leg.
How often do you stab yourself with the fork?
Let's count. 2 times last night. Yeah, I get a cut and burn probably once a week. So.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It happens. It's the art of being able to let them know that you're not getting cut.
Yeah.
Oh God. That was the hangover from the Comfort Inn. Comfort Inn, there's your plug right there. Hell yeah. And the Colonial.
Oh, God.
Alright. Maybe do some egg things. Thank you.
Yes.
Look it out. Shove the chips right here.
Yes. Okay. Now, what are you? I've always wondered, what are you filling that with?
This is Everclear.
Of course it is.
It is napalm. Very dangerous stuff. I had a bad accident with this once.
I bet.
It was pretty incredible, but I kept going. So.
Yeah.
Oh, Japanese egg roll. Japanese boneless chicken.
Boneless chicken. Get out of town. That is so cool.
I know. Of course I had to like not catch it.
It was
of
so
course.
cool.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I gotta try that. Take 2.
Spinning eggs. What's this trick called?
This is flaming egg. I'm actually the second one that I know that ever does this. I know one other guy who did it. He did it in Vegas, and I thought it was just the coolest thing I ever
It's
seen.
so cool.
And I was like, oh my God, imagine if you were tripping and saw that. Oh my God. Keke, what is going on? Come on.
We'll do it again. It just never gets old. I don't care if you crack 5 eggs. That's just so cool.
There we go.
Yay! That's a heck of a way, a lot of work to crack an egg.
And then I do the white blow, right? Like, okay, there we go.
Okay.
This one takes patience. Patience.
Oh my gosh.
Separating the yolk. I like to see Rachel Ray do that. She's usually too drunk to do that. She's a mess.
That is
Okay, here
so
we go.
awesome.
Okay. Don't break the egg. Oh! There we go. And let's try another one. Oh God, oh God. God, here we go. Hold on.
Perfect.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, now we got a big old egg mess. Maybe do the stick show now?
Yes.
Okay.
You do whatever you want to show.
Okay. That is Lisa. Super messy. You'll make an omelet later. This is my lunch later.
So how often do you practice?
Never.
Really? Every day is just...
Every day is practice for me, yeah. In the beginning when I was in my teens, my way of practicing was I would buy tools and I would sit in front of the TV on my own time and I would just watch TV and just get into it. It was second nature. This trick, the most important thing about this is muscle memory. You do it a million times over repetitively. You do it so much where you don't think about it, then it becomes like a Jedi thing. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to do this without even thinking. You want to be able to talk to people, have fun, and enjoy yourselves, and have a great time.
Do you ever have somebody at your grill that's just such a jerk?
Yes.
Just like, and you're like, why are you sitting here?
Yes.
You're going to not have any fun.
That is another thing too. Being a chef isn't just like throwing food out here. It's actually being able to deal with those people who are just like a little rough around the edges, and knowing how to just deal with that and go through and know that in life you're going to come across those kind of people. So. Let's do something a little different.
Okay. Oh, you're suiting up.
Suit it up. Cover it up. This stuff's fatal.
This can't be good. So when you put I've seen the videos, when you put the bandana over your face, is it because you don't want to inhale all this stuff?
Yes, the Everclear has got a ton of fumes in it, but the bandana looks kind of cool too. It's got a signature for me, so I love it.
All right.
Kind of like a Japanese ninja.
Yes, you are.
Oh my God. Plus, I don't want you to see me hyperventilating because I'm freaking out underneath here. Oh God.
Should we be here? Should we move?
I don't know if you're wearing hairspray, you might want to sit back.
Yeah, sit back.
Oh my God. I hope the chef you're filming later is as good as I am. Oh my God. I hope he's not as boring. I hope he's not as boring. Oh my God.
It just freaks me out.
Okay, here we go. Oh, fire crotch. Oh my God.
Oh, it's like the mom in me. I just want to protect you, Tattoo.
Oh, it's okay. Oh my God. Only if I get burnt. Okay. And blow it out. Oh my God. Put some bass into it. Like this. Good enough. Good enough. Thank you. Go Tattoo Mine.
Thank you, Tattoo Mine.
Love you, Seattle.